Well, students, in this session, I will start to identify the how the uh, apocynaceae. Apocynaceae can be identified in the field. The apocynaceae comes under the bicarpulati in case of the Bentham-Hooker system. If we go through the bicarpulati, or you can say that gamma-petali is divided into three groups, that is the inferi, heteromeri, and bicarpulati. So, in case of the inferi, there are some families in your course that having the two carpels but the ovary are superior. So, that means the inferi is there. Then the bicarpulati, the superior ovary is there. The carpels is again is of two. So, but the ovary is superior. So, we will have some examples of the bicarpulati, and that is the um, apocynaceae. Apocynaceae, the order is the gentianales. Gentianales, and in gentianales we have to cover up two families. The gentianales, we have to cover two families, that is the apocynaceae as well as the Asclepiadaceae. Asclepiadaceae is another example of the gentianales order. In case of the apocynaceae, if we take an example of the Nerium indicum, or oleander, the synonymous name is the oleander indica. So, in this case, the first of all you have to go through the leaves. Leaves is almost that is of found in wall. Wall means that are in groups more than two leaves, that may be of three or four or five or seven, up to seven. There may be of more than two leaves are arises are present at the same point at the knot. Then it will be called as the whorl arrangement of the leaf. This is the example of the whorl arrangement of the leaf. That is the Nerium oleander, the Nerium oleander indica, or the Nerium indicum, whatever it is. Another peculiar feature to identify the apocynaceae is the presence of corona. What is corona? Corona is any additional structure present at the base of the corolla throat, that it will be called as corona. In this case, here, these are the petal-like structure. If you go through this, these are the structure which are present at the throat of the corolla tube, then it will be called as corona. Corona is one of the peculiar character of the apocynaceae, and it is also present in Asclepiadaceae, but there is some other character that can differentiate it with the apocynaceae and Asclepiadaceae, that will tell you later when we will talk about the Asclepiadaceae. In this case, the corona is also there, as well as the another important character. On that basis we can identify the family. Only on the basis of the single character we can identify the family in the field. That's why I always call that the Bentham and Hooker system is practically useful, or you can say the observable characters are there. On that basis you can identify. Here, arrowhead shape anther lobe, arrowhead shape, and that arrowhead shape, these are the five stamens, and that are five stamens having the arrowhead shape. When we were talking about the Bentham and Hooker system of classification, I have given the example of the arrowhead shape stamens. I have drawn the structure of the arrowhead shape stamens, and in this case the arrowhead shape, all the arrowhead shape stamens are united and they become twisted. They twist each other. It is, you can see over here, this is the stamens. All the stamens has become twisted and forming an appendage. If you open, you go through the details of this anther lobe, you will find that it is an arrowhead shape. Anther lobe is there. Here you can see, you can observe and as I draw the diagram of the arrowhead shape, and then we were talking about the identification of the Apocynaceae family when we were discussing the Bentham-Hooker system of classification. So these are the characters. On that basis we can identify the Apocynaceae then and there when you are going for the excursion or you are in the field and you wanted to identify the family, then these two characters are sufficient to identify. Another latex is there, but on basis of the presence of the latex, you cannot determine whether it is the Apocynaceae or it is the Asclepiadaceae, because in case of the Asclepiadaceae, there is also a latex is there. So here you have to observe the presence of corona, whorl leaf arrangement, presence of corona, arrowhead shape anther lobe, and that all the 5 stamens they united and form, they becomes twisted and form an appendage. These are the 5 stamens, and if you twist it, you can twist it, then all the lobes will become twisted and form an appendage. That is the peculiar character of the Apocynaceae. You can identify with the help of this. In case of the Thievesia peruviana, that is called as the pelicanare. Locally, vernacular name is the pelicanare. In case of the pelicanare, though it is the member of the Apocynaceae, but it doesn't have appendage, though the arrowhead shape anther lobe is there, but appendage is not there over in case of the Thievesia peruviana. So in this family, there are the 3 characters. On that basis you can identify. One more characters, you can say that the pulvinus is there. Pulvinus means it's a swollen petiole base. That is, this you go through this base of the petiole, though it is very short, but if you go through this is the pulvinus, and pulvinus petiole is the characteristic of the Fabaceae or the Leguminosae, you can say. But in this case, it is also pulvinus base is there, petiole you can say is there, as well as the whorls arrangement of the leaf, latex is there, arrowhead shape at the lobe is there. So on that basis we can easily identify the family. And the next family in case of the order Gentianales, that is the Asclepiadaceae. If we go through the Asclepiadaceae, then we will define some other character of the Asclepiadaceae, how we can identify the family. In case of this Nerium, the inflorescence is of polycasial cyme. Cyme, there is 2 types of the inflorescence, racemose and cymose. When the flowering twig terminates into the flower, then it will be called as cymose inflorescence. When the flowering twig is continuously elongated and produces flower on their lateral side, then it will be called as racemose pattern of the inflorescence. Yes, in this type of the case, when it is of Apocynaceae, the inflorescence is of cymose, and we were talking about the cymose. How would you differentiate the cymose with the racemose? In the cymose, the flowering twigs will become terminate into the flowers, while in case of the racemose, when the flowering twig is continuously elongated and produces flower on their lateral side, then it will be called as the racemose. There are certain types of the racemose, raceme, and racemose spike, racemose, so, whatever it is the umbel, it is the corym, though such type of the further types of the racemose. While in this case the cymose is of through monocasial, dicasial and polycasial. Here it is the polycasial. And if we discuss, we can differentiate about the Apocynaceae as well as the Asclepiadaceae. It is almost, in case of the Asclepiadaceae, the inflorescence is almost corymb, the flower arises from the different points and reaches up to the same level, while in case of the umbel inflorescence, the flower arises from the same point and reaches up to the same height. This is also I have told you when we will discussing about the Bentham-Harukar system. That we have already told you the difference between the corymb as well as the umbel inflorescence. So here it is corymb, that is almost arises from the polycasial to corymb. You can say the polycasial, if you are having the confusion between the corymb and the polycasial. So it is the polycasial, you can say the polycasial or the corymb. Corymb, different heights, a flower from the different height and reaches to the same height. So that is the difference between the Apocynaceae and Asclepiadaceae. So in this case, Asclepiadaceae, the difference between the Apocynaceae and Asclepiadaceae is the pattern of the leaf arrangement. In this case, the pattern of the leaf is the opposite to one another. That is called as opposite decussate. When there are right to left, right left, right left, then the such arrangement is called one. This is opposite one another, facing towards one another, and again to cross with that. That is the that's why it is called as the opposite decussate arrangement of the leaf. While in case of the Apocynaceae, the arrangement was the of the leaf was the whorl arrangement of the leaf. So one of this character is also differ from the Apocynaceae. So on that latex, in both the cases latex is there. In this case, latex Asclepiadaceae as well as latex in the Apocynaceae. But latex is not the characteristic feature of the family. You cannot identify the family only on the basis of the latex, presence of the latex. So both the cases, latex is there. Another feature of the Asclepiadaceae is the presence of corona. Corona, in this case, it is also there, while in Apocynaceae it was there. Here, the corona is below the stigma. These are the corona. Here it is structure, this structure is there, that is called as corona. This is the corona. While in this case I have shown you the Apocynaceae, the corona is a different type. So here is this is the corona. And another important, we will remove the corona, they will find the hexagonal or pentagonal stigma. This stigma is having ridges and furrows. If we remove the corona as well as the calyx, corolla, then we'll find a clear position of the disc-shaped stigma, and this having the ridges and furrows. Ridges and furrows. These are the ridges and furrows. Each ridge is having a balloon-like structure. That is called as paulownia. If you go through this, you will each ridge, this point, each point of the ridge will have the paulownia. If we try to find out, we can easily spot it. There are one dot in each ridge of there. The 5 ridges, it means a 5 dot you can see by naked eyes. So if you have to pick up dot, then you will find out the paulownia. It will take out. You can take out the paulownia from the ridge. It will take some time to find out because it is not very much easy, as I am saying, but not very difficult to take it out. If you are having the young eyes, you can get it very easily, though I am having the power lens, so I feel some difficulty to find out. But you people are very young, you can find out very easily. Just take a scissor, sorry, a forceps, and put it the point of the forceps over the ridge, and you will find a black spot, a very minute spot is there. Just put your forceps at their spot and just to pull it out, you will find that the polonia is there. Then another very much interesting character is there, the presence of gynostegium condition. Gynostegium, then when the stigma united with the anther. United with the anther. So why I am saying that the anther is united with the stigma? Because this is the disc-shaped stigma, and anther is present at the each ridge of the stigma. So indirectly it is united with the stigma. So that condition is called as gynostegium, when the gynoecium is united with the anther and the stigma. And this is, you can see, you can observe, there are the two carpels which are free. The two carpels which are free. Here you can observe the two carpels, it's very clear. Both the carpels are free. Such condition is found only and only in Asclepiadaceae, none of the family in your syllabus which having the gynostegium condition of the. Then you have to observe the first, that is the inflorescence, then first is that is the leaf, then the inflorescence, then the polonia, then the gynostegium. So I think these are the characters sufficient to identify the family of the Apocynaceae, sorry, Asclepiadaceae as well as the Apocynaceae having the different character. Yes, I was talking about the corolla tube. Here is the long corolla tube is there. This is the long corolla tube, and I said that if there is any additional structure present at the throat of the corolla tube, then it will be called as corona. In the nerium, in this case, the corona was of the same color. Here it is the hairy, same color corona was there, while in this case the corona is of a different color, though it is present at the throat of the corolla tube. Here you can observe the arrowhead shaped stamens, but they are not forming the appendage. Arrowhead shaped stamens are there, but they are not forming the appendage. This is the corona, you can observe. Corona you can observe. It is clear. So I think these characters will be more than sufficient to identify the family Apocynaceae as well as the Asclepiadaceae when you are moving to the field or you have gone for the excursion, for the collection of the plant, for the purpose of identifying the family or for the purpose of the preparation of the herbarium. Then you have to very easily identify the family on this basis of the character which given by the Bentham and Rooker. That's why we again and again we are saying that the Bentham and Rooker system is the workable, practically workable, and the characters which are visible through the naked eyes. In the next session we will discuss about some another family. We will try to identify the plants of another family. So thank you so much.